This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sara Dietschy, rhymes with Peachy. Welcome to another video.
Hey Kevin, I think that's actually my job. So, hey guys, what's up? My name is Sara Dietschy, rhymes with Peachy, and today we have Kevin to talk through his entire setup.
Joe Biden's infrastructure package, a new Cash for Clunkers program. And folks, we've got Peter Schiff coming back.
The market does not look good.
Meet Kevin. He's a real estate investor in California with over 20 different rental properties. And he is also a powerhouse YouTuber. This past year, he has just, well, I don't even know the right word, but just like crushed it. He'll literally post at least 3 videos a day, sometimes doing multiple live streams at the market open, at the market close, with videos in between. Sometimes he'll post up to 4 to 5 to sometimes 6 videos a day. Like, I don't get how he does it. I mean, I kind of do, and that's what we're gonna break down in this video. I have the awesome opportunity to talk to Kevin while he shows us everything about his setup. I love tech, I love creativity, so if I can see the behind the scenes of how people like Kevin run their YouTube channel, run their business, I'm all for it, and I think this is something you guys are really going to enjoy. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. They're one of the amazing sponsors on this channel, and if you ever need an amazing website to showcase your portfolio, to sell online, to write a blog, to take appointments, you can do so many things with Squarespace. Make sure to check out the link in the description below if you are curious. Okay, let's get into the conversation. Kevin, when I watch your videos, I just marvel because I'm like, how is he doing all of this? He switches in between the different angles. He has an iPad, he has his phone. You just have everything plugged in. The audio is great. The video angles are great. You have your phone and you're gonna show us kind of what is behind the scenes. Now on the CNBC Millennial Money, we saw a little bit of it, but I was like, oh wait, I want to see more. How do you do stuff? So maybe let's start with audio. So I know you do have a mic overhead, right? But what is that plugged into? What mixer are you using? You also take audio channels from your phone sometimes, I think. So how do you have interviews? What does that look like?
Yeah, exactly. So it's all with one of the Sennheiser 416s from me. So I've got this shotgun mic kind of just pointed right down at where I am. And what I did is I used these boom arms that actually drill into the wall, so that way they don't have stands. They're really coming down from above. Yeah, and so I'll use those for a lot of lights too. But you know, the boom or the shotgun mic is great as long as I'm in relatively like one spot, and
Right.
I pretty much live in this spot. And so I've angled it to where if I'm at facing this camera, or like if I switch on over to this angle, I've got the same mic, and the audio mostly, I mean, nobody's really paying that close of attention, but it's mostly the same. And it's all in that shotgun mic. For me, I really love it. My big thing is, how can I make it frictionless to film? And if I have to lav up and you know, transfer audio from like an H1 in my pocket to sync it up later, I don't want to do that. My thing is, how can I make this all as frictionless as possible? That XLRs right into this this box that I have over here, which is actually a VR. What is this? A VR 50 HD MK2. I don't know, some big box basically. And it's got all the switches and dials, and basically it takes all my XLR inputs and my HDMI inputs, and then I can mix them together. So I'm just used to plug my phone in right now. So usually it's on a little stand, and it's just this lightning to HDMI and 3.5 millimeter, or sorry, lightning to lightning, which then you could put the lightning to HDMI connector. And then there's the little 3.5 millimeter audio output as well in this. So this charges my phone because I plug the charger into it. But then when I plug my phone into the stand, I can immediately get a picture of it too.
And is this going through OBS, or what are you using for the switching and the computer software of it?
It's all that device, which is really, really enjoyable because I'm not actually using any software. I'm using, well, I mean, there is software, but it shows up like a webcam. So imagine you just plug in like a Logitech webcam. That's how it shows up on YouTube. So I can actually stream through the webcam feature, and all of the mixing is really done with that one machine. This is my shotgun mic right here. So if I lower this, I get right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over here, for example, this is the audio for my iPad. So like when I do sound effects or soundboard, I'll have my iPad right here. Or if I want the TV on, like we got this Spectrum commercial right here, I could slide this up
for just $19.99 a month. Call
Wow.
855-344.
start hearing the TV. Or if I want the audio for my laptop, I can go over here and I would just slide up the audio. There's nothing on my laptop right now, but I would just slide up the audio for my laptop.
So is that
and then
TV that you're using? Is that what you watch when you're responding, you know, the live streams of the Fed or stuff? Is that where you're watching that stuff?
It depends where I can air it. So sometimes the Federal Reserve is not on TV. They're not streamed on TV. So I'll just go to like Federal Reserve's YouTube channel. And then that I could pull up on my laptop. Which I have that up on my laptop, then I could stream the audio just over HDMI and the video from that. But if you know, like Biden speaking, for example, he's on TV. The best quality I can get is when it's through the TV, and the TV is just HDMI split into the box.
Right. Well, because see, I'm coming from the perspective of we have all of these like, you know, maybe things from Elgato that we use to then trigger OBS to do some switching.
Yes.
So I was thinking you were doing that, but really all of this is in that magic box that I've never heard of.
The more physical it is, the less sort of headaches I feel like I have, because sometimes with software, I get pinwheels on the computer or stuff doesn't work. And the physical has been so great because I can, you know, I'll push, let's say I want to go to my iPad. Okay, what's on my iPad? Okay, yeah, talking about this. Or I'm going to switch to the TV. I could just physically push this button, which we can do this. Like Elgato's got the stream switcher, which I tried those, but they were a little slower for me, or I was just having issues with them for whatever reason. Maybe I just sucked at using them, but like, or I want to put the banner up for a coupon or whatever, right?
So is there a software associated with that switcher that you use to upload those graphics and stuff?
It can all literally be built into this box. Like, see this USB stick right here has that image that pops up.
Wow.
Yeah. So like a lot is literally done through this and this software right here. This computer is then Bluetooth sidecarring into this right here, which is just my iPad. So that way, if I need to pull up, like I'll do this pretty often. If I want to pull up Discord here, I'll just use a browser or whatever for right now.
Nice.
If I want to pull something up over here, I could do that. It does have software as well. And it's this little Roland video capture software. And all this does is let me record. I press the record button and it lets me record directly to my hard drive. So that way, I don't have to switch SD cards anymore. I'm actually just recording directly to the computer. So now I can open up Final Cut on my iMac right here, and I just drag the file in, cut the beginning and end off, drag my intro music on, my end music on, and I'm exporting usually within 5 minutes is my rule of thumb for editing.
Wow. What a different world. But that is so clutch, because I think that's the level of quantity that, of course, there's a ton of research that goes into it. But once you flip on your camera, you're ready to go. And you're done filming, you have a video to upload, basically. Like you said, there's some audio that you have to add to it, but that is such a turnkey solution. And with that, so you're saying, we're on StreamYard right now, and that's how we just did a live stream on your channel. You guys can check it out. I'll link it in the description below. We went 2 hours. We talked about everything. But with that, you go to StreamYard and you basically have all of these inputs via the one Roland box. And so that's all that StreamYard sees. And then you press all of the physical buttons to change angles and change your sources.
Exactly. And I've gotten to where I have so many angles that I've even more complicated this setup than it probably needs to be, but I'll show you. So this is box 1 over here. This is the main box, but I wanted more angles. So I got this box, which this is probably where most people would start with these. It's the VR1 HD. These are great. This one's way less expensive than this one. This one's, I think, $1,000. This one's like $6,000. It's crazy. Wow. But yeah, this one's really, really good. But then I wanted even more angles, and so I added this. These are all from Roland over here. So I'm like running out of room over here, but that way I have all my switches. Like over here, this is my fader, which I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. Actually, I'll show you right now. So if I jump on over to just showing me here, and then I'll get this on the
I'm dorking out so much right now. This is like so fun.
But yeah, then I could just kind of like slide to another angle. Now, of course, I could just push a button too, and I have the little like the fade effects. So if I want to go to iPad and then
And
I'm
so
gonna
that's just
picture
a setting that you
myself.
set within the Roland device. You're not doing this via software.
No, yeah, all hardware. That's so right now we're on this
Wow.
camera over here. If I wanted to, for example, switch to my other angle, I have this camera over here as well. So it's all through these little fadery things or whatever we want to
I
call them
love
here.
that. Well, it's so
But yeah.
interesting. You make YouTube videos and you watch YouTubers. Really, your world is only kind of like Elgato, the Black Magic Design Switchers, because those are the brands we're familiar with. Roland,
Yeah.
it's such a classic brand. I wouldn't even thought of that, but that seems like an amazing solution. Are there any bottlenecks to it? Because I know when I was looking at Black Magic Switchers, it only does 1080. Does that have the capability of 4K, or is it 1080? How many cameras can you add to it?
Yeah, so you nailed it there. That is one of the issues is this right now, the stream switcher is, I could do 1080 60 on this.
Okay.
For me though, news, I don't mind. Like I don't really
You don't need 4K.
I haven't noticed. Exactly. So if I were going to 4K, I'd probably be back to SD cards in the cameras. And then that would be going back to, in the future, I'm sure they'll have a 4K streamer, but that'll be going back to the process I didn't like. I didn't like having to get behind the tripod, taking the SD, syncing the audio. And then for me, I want to be able to walk in here in the morning, sit down, and I don't even turn my lights off anymore, which sounds bad, but the room is chilled. I've got 3 air conditioners in here. I want it cold, so that way when I'm sitting in front of the lights, I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
And I hit a few buttons to turn these machines on, and I can start recording. As frictionless as possible is the way I wanted to make it. So
Right.
I use this teleprompter to pull up whatever I want on the teleprompter here. So usually, which is harder for me to show right now because of the way the thing's set up, but usually right here is where I'll have you. So I'm going to hide you just for a second so that way you get the footage of it. But right now, I'll push a button here, switch to my StreamYard.
That's so smart. So basically, when you're looking straight into the camera, you're also looking at your guest. And that's what I had a crazy podcast setup where I did something similar to that, because it is pretty annoying when you're here, but the audience is here. I'm excited to get my setup back, but that's so clutch. I didn't even think about putting it over the camera. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, well, basically what it is there's a monitor, kind of like where my hand is here is where the lens is, but I don't actually see the lens. I see you, the StreamYard controls, I see the Discord chat. If I drag over a little bit, because it's all connected to the computer that I have right here. So I just use the same mouse and keyboard that I have on my desk here. I'll get you better B-roll of this. But I just use the same mouse and keyboard that I have right here. And that way I can, if I want to add a comment, I could do that while still looking at you. I can read in Discord or type in Discord while still looking at you, or can take, without having to like look away.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a second iPad that you write on, right?
Oh, yeah, yep.
And
so
that
one. So yeah, this is then on my right side. This is usually where I put my phone. So the phone's usually plugged in right here, and that'll be the HDMI for the phone. It'll charge the phone too. iPad's here, and then I've got my laptop here as well. So if I need to stream from laptop, I could do that here. If I've got to
all of it is plugged into your Roland.
All of it.
Yeah.
The phone, like the phone goes to Roland, the iPad goes to Roland, the laptop goes to Roland, the TV goes to Roland, all of the tellies go to Roland. Like everything goes to Roland.
So are you seeing the same thing on every single camera that has a teleprompter? Okay. And so
I just
is it
split
your
the HDMI to each of them.
Gotcha. So is it your laptop that's being shown on each teleprompter, or what screen is being duplicated?
I have a choice. Right here, it says auxiliary. And that is actually what's showing on the telly, which right now is just going to be this loop of this phone. But I can change that to show any of my other HDMI inputs. So in this case, I'll click 4 right here. And this is the TV. So I'm sorry, 3 right here, which is the TV. And so now I have the TV on the teleprompter, which is what the TV is showing over here.
Wow.
Here, we go to wide. There we go. Okay, so here's what the TV is showing. There you go. So each of the teleprompters is now showing what the TV is showing. But I could also click 2 and I could get my iPad. on the tellies. So for example, if I want to have my notes up, I can do that. And I can also see myself if I wanted to. But yeah, that's all that is changing these inputs right here.
That allows you to basically have that information or have the person who you're talking to, whatever you need at the ready with every single camera angle that you're looking at. Man.
Yeah.
What cameras are you using?
Oh,
I didn't ask
they're
you
the
that.
Canon Rs.
Oh, nice. Okay. With the 24-70 or what lens?
50, very common. And then I think one of them is the 24-70. So I think I got two 50s and one 24-70.
It makes so much more sense that you're leaning more on hardware, because I was like, how is he doing this on a Mac and using, because OBS and streaming in general does not gel well with Mac in general. So this makes so much more sense now. Thank you for sharing.
So in other words, maybe I should have just replaced this whole setup with like a $2,000 PC.
I mean, you could have, but at the same time, I love physical solutions because, like you said, it doesn't matter if you have the fanciest of the fancy. Sometimes Windows, sometimes the software will be the bottleneck, and then you're screwed. So, no, I love that a lot. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and any wise words of wisdom for the tech crowd over here. You know, I don't talk about finance a lot, but anything to hook them to get over to your channel, or maybe the live stream that we did will be a good first step for them.
Stop saving cash and get invested. You can always make more cash.
Yes, love it. Well, with that, Kevin, thank you so much. Again, the live stream and all of Kevin's socials and his YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. And Kevin, thank you so much. And I'm gonna kick it to future Sara for the outro. So as you can see, Kevin just sets everything up for speed. And you know what? It's not just his gear. I feel like I could sit here all day and kind of examine his business and what he's done because it is so smart. But the way he monetizes, he has so much knowledge when it comes to real estate or the market, and he has his own courses. Creating your own products, whether it's a digital product, it's a t-shirt, it's something that people need, it solves a problem. That's the biggest thing to address when creating your own product. Allows you to create at a speed that is just instant, because when you monetize via clients, whether you're a video production company or you're a YouTuber like me who monetizes via sponsorships, it does take extra time. You need to hear from the input of that third party. I need to say, hey Squarespace, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Did you approve my video? It doesn't have anything crazy in it, right? Okay, cool, now I can post. You know, that takes time. So when it comes to videos, and the production of it is so turnkey and the monetization of it is so turnkey. Well, hey, Kevin works so hard, and that's obvious, but I am not surprised by his success because he has actually set up systems that allow him to thrive like he is right now. And it is so cool, and it is so inspiring. And speaking of that, Squarespace, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Listen, y'all, they're always adding such amazing features. Squarespace is the place to build that all-in-one beautiful website where you can converge portfolio, commerce, analytics, all of the things. Some of my favorite new features are member areas. This is kind of like Patreon. This is such an amazing way to build more into your community, be able to release exclusive content behind a paywall. And it's just so smart to do it through your Squarespace website, because you not only get to keep the information from your community because, you know, it's your website, but it's also much less expensive than using some other similar platforms, kind of like Patreon, where they take a pretty big chunk of those commissions. Earlier, I mentioned selling digital goods, whether it's courses or maybe it's merch, just selling your art to the world. Squarespace has some amazing e-commerce tools that allows for secure payments, easy shipping, and then also on top of that, it has tools to send out email campaigns to get the word out about your products if you're wanting to run your own business. It's so easy to navigate, unlike other email campaign websites, and it's really easy to just get a beautiful design that matches your website, because you always want to make sure to put, you know, that best step foot forward. So if you're interested, if you want to get started today, you can go to squarespace.com, and when you're ready to sign up for that domain or a website, you can go to squarespace.com/Sara Dietschy to save 10% off of your first purchase. Okay, oh gosh, it got so dark so quickly, and as you guys can see, we're still moving in here. Thank you for hanging in there with me
me. Seeing Kevin's setup is just so much of an inspiration to get the office over there set up for full working from home vibes. But the videos, I guess, like I said, are pretty different, but I'm having fun. It seems like you guys are as well. So thanks for hanging out with me on this journey. So let me know if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button down below for new videos every single week. You can check out the interview that I did with Kevin. I share a little bit more about my views on finance and life. We kind of got into some very interesting topics that I don't talk about on this channel. I'm just such a big fan of him. So until next time, guys, stay peachy. Okay, bye.
The doors are to keep the kids quiet. I mean, I don't really keep the kids quiet, I just kind of drown them out. The doors are 500 pounds each slab, so 1,000 pounds per French door, and I got a double set of them because one is just not enough to keep things quiet, especially if the kids out there screaming and stuff. Here is our Mac Pro kind of tower, and then we've got our XDR display. So yeah, a little diamond hand guys here. Stonks. That's my clapper. So that sometimes when I do have to cut, I can just kind of, you know, use it as sort of a little audio marker. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Oh, the fade to black is kind of cool. I click output fade out. It just kind of fades it all out. If I wanted to grab this, I can kind of boom arm this out and then have, there we go. So these are pretty cool. This Mac, by the way, hangs from the ceiling. So that's just sort of like a gladiator wall piece. That light actually burned out, but whatever. The TV, by the way, it's on this like mount that kind of goes up and down, which is kind of cool. Obviously, you get into the cable world, things get a little messy. But this TV mount can lift the whole TV up and down. Work in progress over here. That looks cool.